What's up, my comic comrades? The time has finally come, the conclusion to DC's death metal. It's been one heck of a ride, but this is it, the end of another era for DC and the beginning of a brand new one. With that said, the main focus of today's episode is going to be the last quarter or so of this 40-page giant-sized issue, as that's what's setting up the future of DC Comics with their Future State line of books that started dropping this week, and we're going to start covering those issues on the channel next week. But Death Metal issue 7 is also setting up the titles they're going to be releasing in March as part of their DC Infinite Frontier initiative, the latest era or branding for DC Comics, and the fourth within a 10-year time frame. As we've had the New 52 in 2011, DC Rebirth in 2016, DC Universe in 2017, and now DC Infinite Frontier in 2021. So to say that DC has gone through changes over the last decade is an understatement. But with all that said, let's see what the future holds for the world's greatest superheroes. The issue picks up from where issue 6 left off, as one would expect, with Wonder Woman having merged with Death Metal and her lasso of truth, essentially becoming a god now powerful enough to fight the One Who Laughs. The comic even says via narration from Sergeant Rock that Wonder Woman has been a god before, but at this moment, she's more. She could see the whole present, the entire war at once. She sees the past too. She sees everyone who's fallen to give them this chance. And as she's about to look and see the future for help, he laughs, and all she sees is him, as we get a massive 2-page spread of Wonder Woman and the One Who Laughs fighting for the universe as the heroes and villains also fight on Earth. Wonder Woman and the One Who Laughs are so powerful now that they hit each other so hard they fall back through time, back through history itself, past roundtables and the birth of a new kind of human. But they go even farther back than that, landing 160 million years ago where dinosaurs were still roaming the Earth. As we see the Justice League, Wonder Woman's friends battle their greatest fears on Earth, captions in the comic from Sergeant Rock tell us the One Who Laughs is powered by crisis energy, energy of the self, of this moment and nothing else. And as she falls further through time, Diana sees her friends facing off with their worst fears, nightmare versions who long ago gave up on silly ideals and are stronger for it. But Diana is charged with anti-crisis energy, a connective force that links all history, all lives as one story. From eons away, she draws strength from her friends, anything to fight him. As we see Batman's Black Lantern army and Bat family fight Groblins. Elsewhere in the universe, Wonder Woman says, "Do it. It's working. Keep fighting." As she says, "Where am I?" The One Who Laughs answers her at the beginning of it all. As Wonder Woman looks up, she sees the hand of the multiverse. The One Who Laughs tells her Perpetua, her species, the hands, are on their way here to erase this universe because we dare to want more, unless I kill them first. Wonder Woman tells them they're coming because villains like you kept using crisis energy to empower yourselves, empower the present at the expense of the past or the future. But I have reconnected us to our history. All that's left is to destroy you. The One Who Laughs then says, the universe move on in harmony, but what would this universe look like if you were to win? Without a restart, your friends will be dead. Wonder Woman then says to him, then we die so future generations can live and be better than us. The One Who Laughs basically responds saying, use your newfound powers to see the future, to see if the hands will actually spare this world. So she does, and Diana learns that the One Who Laughs is right. Even if they win, the hands will still undo them. Her friends, everyone, poof, that fast, consign them and all their stories. Meanwhile, back on Earth, we see the heroes aren't doing so good. Batman and his Bat family are being overrun by the Robin King and his Groblins, and Superman and his friends and family are being beat down by a Dark Living Star version of Superman whose birth name is Kal-El, but the people of his universe call him Kill-All, which I gotta say is pretty clever. I dig this evil version of Superman, and I really like his name. Anyway, while Clark takes it upon himself to fly Kill-All into space and destroy him, which may cost him his life, we're brought back to Wonder Woman and the One Who Laughs. Here, the One Who Laughs basically tells Wonder Woman, the only thing that matters is surviving and winning. Now you have two choices. You keep fighting me pointlessly, and the hands will be stronger than both of us and erase this universe. Or you surrender, I kill the hands, and I will grant you, your friends, and everyone on Earth a restored world, a paradise island, safe and happy. Don't you see, you join me and everyone wins. But of course, Wonder Woman is all like, no thank you, while literally kicking the hand's hand into the One Who Laughs. As we see Wonder Woman start to beat the ever-living crap out of the One Who Laughs, the comic tells us that Wonder Woman is not fighting for this moment or even for the next, but something bigger. The dream of who we are, who we can be, a dream that connects all of us across time and space. She then punches the demon harder and harder. And with every star-shaking impact, she feels his power fleeting, feel him growing afraid of her, and it makes her laugh. She then hits him so hard, he flies forward through time past roundtables and the birth of a new kind of human. Past all of it, past a whole weird, wonderful, messy tapestry. To the end of everything, to the Death Sun itself, in which all Earth, all stories were long ago absorbed. All matter right here in one place. And I just gotta take a second and say, things are getting pretty serious. I mean, the Death Sun, that's pretty ominous. Wonder Woman then proceeds to throw the One Who Laughs into it saying, "This is where you die, monster," and he tells her, "Better hurry then, because they're here." Wonder Woman then looks behind her and she sees them and feels the hands within striking distance of Earth, getting ready to undo her and all of it. The One Who Laughs then says, "This is your last chance, Diana. We can still win. You can't create worlds from your energy, but I can. I'll kill the hands and give everyone an Eden. It doesn't have to end this way." Meanwhile, back on Earth, we see the entire Bat family is dead. Damian, Nightwing, Batgirl, everyone killed by the Robin King's army. And the Robin King, thinking he's won by cutting off Batman's hand, taking the Black Lantern ring, says, "Without your ring, you're done. You're likely gonna give out any minute, but you could rally. Am I right? You're Batman after all." Batman responds saying, "Sure thing, but first, I gotta say, I've met a lot of versions of me, and you're not the brightest if you think I would keep the real ring on my hand." The Robin King then says, "What are you?" And Batman interrupts, touching the real Black Lantern ring, which is embedded on his chest inside of the bat symbol, saying, "See, now I have my army and yours." So yeah, I'm Batman, but it feels even better to say, we're all Batman, except for you, punk. As he rises his family and the Robin King's Groblins back to life to defeat the Robin King. But that's not it. Batman also raised Alfred from the dead, because if you guys aren't aware, Alfred's been dead since Tom King's Batman run. Alfred then says, "Let me just say how much I've missed you all. Now, let's give this little brute a timeout." Elsewhere in space, Lex arrives to help Clark defeat Kill-All, saying, "No way this universe ends without me getting to kill at least one damn Superman. Now go, Clark." Meanwhile, Wonder Woman continues to kill the One Who Laughs, pushing him into the Death Sun. And as she does this, she sees everything and everyone will be no more if she doesn't side with the One Who Laughs. The One Who Laughs then says, "Think of the world you could have." So she does. She sees it all. Clark, Bruce, her sisters, Steve, everyone. It's warm, bright, and there's music and dancing. Even Bruce is dancing, but badly, of course. She then closes her eyes to see it even better, while shoving the One Who Laughs, who's screaming, into the flames, knowing he has to be destroyed once and for all, no matter the cost. The comic then tells us, after this, for a long, long time, there's nothing, until slowly, she becomes aware of herself, and aware that she is not alone. Inside of a white void, Wonder Woman then says, "Hello? Is someone there?" A voice answers saying, "I'm here with you, Diana." Diana then asks, "Who are you?" The voice replies, "You know who I am." Wonder Woman then says, "You're one of them, the hands. Hear me, please. This reality, we do falter. But there's so much goodness here, I swear." The voice then tells her, when we create a multiverse, our hope is that the life within will follow the path, that it will ascend from simple selfishness to see greater truths. Your multiverse, even after being restarted, has often failed to do so, and at times has gone so far as to fight against such growth. To revel in basic instincts, my kind has been standing by horrified. Diana then asks, "Is it true? Is everything undone? Please, let us know." The voice says, "Before I answer, I will take a form perceivable to you, to give you an example of a being my kind does admire, a creation we celebrate for its heroism, so you understand what we mean." And on the next page, we see one of the hands take the form of Golden Age Wonder Woman. The hand then says, "Now look." Wonder Woman replies, "Me? I don't understand." The hand then tells her, "You and your kind have fought for good, knowing we would undo you anyway. You saved us when we would have not saved you. We have seen no other multiverse do something so foolish or admirable. As such, you have caused us to rethink some of our methods. Your multiverse will be restored, but quite different than before. One, let's pause, because it's really cool that the hand is taking the form of Golden Age Wonder Woman, and in doing so is saying that the thing they admire the most is the start of these heroes, the root and core of their existence from the Golden Age. People who have been watching the channel for a long time know I'm all about the core of characters and the reason for their creation. I mean, that's literally what we're building on as the years go on. So it's super refreshing for the hands and or the DC creative team to acknowledge that's what they admire the most. The Golden Age, aka the foundation on which all these characters were built on. With that little tangent out of the way, it's at this point the hand and or DC is explaining to us via this character what the future of DC is gonna look like going forward. Like I said a minute ago, the Golden Age Wonder Woman tells Diana, yes, the multiverse will be restored, but quite different than before. First of all history, all stories will be remembered and set once and for all. We have seen too that perhaps there is no place for walls or boundaries when it comes to your kind. So we shall remove them, but know that no reality has been constructed this way before. Pause yet again, for those of you who didn't pick up on that, that basically means no more source wall. The source wall is officially gone, no longer a thing in DC. That's nuts, but makes sense since they're opening everything up to these infinite realities and universes. But let's continue. Golden Age Wonder Woman goes on to say, everything will be new to you and to us. Greater threats, yes, but greater possibilities as well. Does this seem a true way forward to you, Diana? She answers, yes. Yes, it does. I don't know how to thank you except promise that we will make you proud. The hand and or Golden Age Wonder Woman says, Before you thank me, know that to do this, there will be a great cost. Wonder Woman then says, if my life is part of the cost, I'll give it gladly. The Hand then tells her, no, my dear, you are not dead. You will be more alive than ever, but you must ascend to help us protect this fresh new reality. Protect it from a lurking threat. Wonder Woman then says, whatever is needed of me. The Hand then says, then take my hand and let us greet the future and let truth be the metal that cuts our path always. So this is pretty crazy. Wonder Woman isn't dead, but has ascended to some sort of godhood, it seems. Very curious to see what this means going forward, because we do know in DC Future State, a brand new character is taking up the role of Wonder Woman. Anyway, back on Earth, we see everything is restored back to normal. Batman's alive again, which again, like I said, is why I didn't think it was a big deal when they revealed in issue 5 of Death Metal that Bruce was actually dead this whole time in Death Metal. Because we knew he was going to be brought back to life at the end of this event, and here we are. But again, he's not the only one restored. Everyone is back to life, like Nightwing, Batgirl, the Green Lanterns, and of course Superman is restored back to his normal self. Superman is even giving a speech to the world about winning this war. He tells the world, I'm from a planet that died because its people couldn't come together even when facing annihilation. But here, we can. We did, and because of that, we won a chance, a fragile chance to show we could do better, but only together. And as the Earth's heroes and even villains celebrate together, saving their universe, Barry interrupts Wally, who's currently playing the drum, saying, Wally, I need to show you something. It's important. Barry then takes Wally to the dark side of the moon. Wally then says, what is this about? And Barry tells him, it's about the future. Now I need you to vibrate at 160.4 gigahertz. Wally responds saying, what? We never use that frequency. Barry answers, I know, it's cosmic microwave background radiation. Yes, the waves that fill all empty space. Just trust me, the place we're going, we're trying something brand new. So Wally listens to Barry and they arrive at a new space station, which Barry tells them, we call it the Totality. Think of it as a shield protecting our world from future threats, made by its greatest minds, villains and heroes together. The next stage of the halls of justice and of doom. Wally says, wait, villains? Who exactly are you talking about? And on the next page, we see several heroes and villains, while Barry tells him, Wally, Superman and Batman are just here to oversee its opening. The members are Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, Mr. Terrific, Vandal Savage, Talia al Ghul, and Lex Luthor. Wally then says, I'm glad you're showing me this, but why? What's happening? Lex Luthor then says, what's happening, Wallace, is everything. As we know with Diana's sacrifice, the timeline was knotted once and for all. All memories returned. The Earth was restored. All of us were brought back to as we were before the Batman Who Laughs attacked. Wally then says, but what's the everything that's happening? Hawkgirl then says, well, first, with our past finally set, a myriad of new futures are opening up. And as Hypertime heals, we'll likely experience flashes of them and even alternate pasts, in pretty epic fashion. Also, sensors indicate some of the dead have returned, not just the ones who fell in battle, but people who died before recent events. As for the major powers of the old multiverse, the one we can't find any trace of yet is Darkseid. And she's saying all this to Wally as we see panels off to the side giving us glimpses of the future state characters. Lex then starts saying that's the everything of it. The dark multiverse is below us, the House of Heroes at the center, the Earths we were already aware of exist again. Wally then asks, so new Earths are growing? Lex answers, not just Earths, whole multiverses, an infinite web of multiverses. It's becoming our own sort of omniverse. The fact is, it's all new, an infinite frontier. Superman then says, that's not all though, and Mr. Fantastic jumps in saying, the thing we discovered, the disturbing thing, is that the Earth, our Earth, is no longer the center of the multiverse. Wally then says, how is that possible? Batman answers saying, we don't know, but we've detected not one center, but two sources of energy. Wally then says, but this changes, and Talia finishes his sentence saying, everything, which is why we must keep it between us until we know more. Wally then says, do we know anything about these new cosmic centers at all? And Martian Manhunter answers saying, they're opposites, and while they're far beyond our instruments for now, we suspect at least one might be an Earth. It's something we've never seen before, a kind of alpha world. So for now, we're calling it the Else World. That's right, they're bringing in the Else World as its own Earth. Before, all those stories were just known as Else World stories that existed in different realities, like the Red Sun Earth, the Kingdom Come Earth, and so on and so forth, but now it's apparently its own world. At least that's how I'm understanding it. It still needs to be fleshed out and explained more as time goes, but again, that's how I'm interpreting it. Anyway, the comic then brings us to Sergeant Rock back in his own timeline, who is currently in battle with Hawkman, writing down everything I just told you in Hawkman's journal, as he was the one narrating this issue and the majority of this series. The comic then ends with Sergeant Rock saying, so I leave you with this. In this fragile moment between battles, in this never-ending war, may we all see things through new eyes, just as Diana did. Maybe see that everything we do, every story, mine, yours, and theirs, is ours, and it all matters. Always, as he rallies with the JSA behind him. And just like that, that is the end of DC's death metal and the beginning of a brand new era for DC. And I gotta say, I actually like the ending a lot more than I thought I would. Yes, I'm tired of all the reboots and wish they would have stuck with Jeff Johns' continuity reset in Doomsday Clock issue 12. But unfortunately, things changed as there was lots of things in flux with Warner Brothers and DC behind the scenes, so they ended up having to go a different route. Ultimately giving us this, but so far it looks like it could be a good direction going forward. It's still too early to tell, but I did like the ending of the series and what it's setting up for, as it's keeping a lot of the old, or at least so it seems at this point, while still giving us a whole lot of new, introducing the DC Omniverse where everything and anything is possible. So only time will tell, but we're definitely going to be covering the majority of the Future State books over the next 2 months here on the channel, as well as the new Frontier line, which is going to be launching in March. So definitely subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be alerted for all of our videos, as we're going to continue to cover all the major changes DC is doing to its universe this year, keeping you guys updated with all the things you need to know. And just like that, that brings another episode of Ant to a close. But if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content and our videos, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. It always helps us out. But I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.